Hi guys, it's Nat here. Hope that you're all doing well. I am on for Secondhand Sunday to show you the bits and pieces that I got from, I think I went to 4 secondhand shops just recently. I'm doing this in conjunction with Valida Creative Designs hashtag OpShopCrafter, so I will link Valida's channel down below for you to check out as well. So I thought I would go to the op shops after Christmas because I know that a lot of people start cleaning out their houses in the Christmas holidays and that. So I thought there'd be piles of stuff there, but I was a bit disappointed actually because a lot of the shops around here had so much stuff dumped at their doors over Christmas that they've all decided to bring their donation bins in and not take any donations yet since Christmas, which I don't blame them, and it's annoying that those few people ruin it for the rest of us, because I actually had, I don't know, about 8 bags in my car that I want to donate. But they can sit in my car until the bins are back out for me to put them in. So a bit sad, but that just meant there wasn't really a lot, although I did manage to come home with a whole pile of junk, but yeah, you know, I like having fun with a bit of junk. So the first thing that I grabbed were these suspension files. They're clear ones, which I haven't seen before. And I thought these will be good because they're your sort of clearer plastic. I thought they might be nice and sturdy for me to store some book pages in. So it's a 10-pack of those. Grabbed myself a new mouse pad. I have two computers out in the lounge. One that I use for printing and that, a desktop, and then I've got my laptop that I use for my general use and game playing and that. And then I have another laptop, my old laptop in here so that I can hook my USB lights up to it while I'm filming and I can watch YouTube and that as well. So I thought a spare mouse pad will be great. One of these photo albums. Try to tell myself not to get any more of these because I've got a few here, but this one I don't have, and when I opened it up I saw that the frames were actually quite a decent size for covers on journals. A lot of the time they're big ones and that, but these have different sizes and some of them are really nice and small, so I will be utilising those sometime. I grabbed this. I thought it was paper, but in looking closer at it I think it's cardstock, which is pretty cool. So I had to get it because it's that sort of lavender colour. Yeah, it is cardstock. But it's a nice pile. It's a nice weight, not too heavy. I thought that might come in handy for projects. So much cheaper getting it secondhand. I also grabbed a paper making kit. I have a couple of these. I have one that's probably this sort of A4 size. And then I've got a little one for card. I think I've got a round one or something as well. So, but I grabbed this nice and cheap. I think it was $3. And the frames that I've got were probably made so cheaply that they would come apart after time. So I think it's handy to have another one. It's even got some of the handmade paper in there, and it tells you how to make it as well. So I won't undo it, but I thought that was a cool find. So next I've got some little bits and pieces. I found these. They are labels. I thought they looked like sticky labels. There are stacks in there, and they're actually your use by labels, and it says use by as well. However, I could go over them with some gesso, something like that if I wanted to, or just leave them and stamp some more. So I thought I'd grab those and see what I could do with them. I like a challenge. Here were these, a random bag of Velcro dots. They're getting a bit yellow, so I think they're a bit old, but I think they're going to be great. I needed some more of them, and they're nice bigger ones too. For this is how I store my ink dauber pads. And I've done all my distress inks. I think I still have to do my oxides. So I do need some more of the Velcro dots for that. There were a pile of bags of tags. Very handy to have these all ready to go. And they are your craft card stock ones, so I thought they'll be handy. They're a bit warped, but we'll fix them, so I might just do some stamping and collage and that on those. And they're a great little size for your little tuck spots and pockets and that. So yeah, pile of those, which is great. I grabbed this punch. It is a star corner by the looks. Can't help grabbing punches in that. I assume it's meant to be on the corner. Right, let's just go in straight and see what happens. But it was only $1, and these things are so expensive if you buy them new. So if I see them for $1, I'll grab them. Oh, that's kind of neat, yeah. So I'd make that nice corner. Or you could use it in other ways. I will have fun with that. That's the thing. I see this sort of thing and I think, oh, I want to see what I can do with it. So I have all this stuff. The great thing is you can use the star as well. Because, like, I don't have another 10 star punches. But I don't have 10. This bag, this is funny. When I go shopping and that, I don't wear my glasses because they're basically for reading and watching TV and that. I don't wear them around the place, but obviously my eyesight's getting worse because I thought these were bells, like little Christmas bells. And I thought, isn't that neat, all these different colours of Christmas bells? Lucky I didn't squeeze on the bag because they look like upholstery tack things. But still, there's ways that I'll be able to use them as they are, or I could just use pliers to cut off the pin part and still use the metal top and journal covers and that. And it's got some of your old leaves in there as well, which will be nice for Christmas journal covers. This is from this secondhand shop here that's really cheap, and you've got to dig hard to find anything decent, but it's so cheap, and you never know what you're going to find, so I always come back with a pile of rubbish. Like these, but I love these. I think I've got 1 or 2 here that are really beaten up. They're like foil decorations. Yeah. But I love them. They're very, you can tell they're vintage and they look vintage. So I've kept the other ones I've got to put on a real scrappy, grungy vintage journal sometimes. So I'll probably do the same with these. But they're gorgeous. Oh, it's another thing I probably shouldn't get. I do have a pile of these here, but I thought all the different colours are cool. So they're your little diamond dots. Diamond dot painting dots. But it's nice to have the whole range of colours for different projects that you do because they make great little embellishments. They're a bit smaller and not so bulky as a lot of your gemstone or rhinestone embellishments that we tend to use. Grabbed one of these pattern scissors. Another thing that I can't seem to resist. I always think I've got the whole set and then I see some and go, oh, I don't know if I've got that one. So, and these cut good because they're the metal ones. That's interesting. But it's a great way of adding different edges to your pages and that sort of thing. So I grabbed this. I always grab some random stuff. I think it's for blowing air into, I don't know if it's balloons and stuff. It's a pump. But I'm thinking I'll see how it works blowing some alcohol inks and that sort of thing around because I get too dizzy if I do that. There was this stencil paint. It's country red. Sounds interesting. Hopefully it's still all right. Looks like it should be all right. Staco Art, easy blend, dry brush formula, won't seep under stencil. Walls, wood, paper, fabrics. I thought another thing to have fun to play with, and you know, art supplies can cost a bit, so if I can get them cheap, that's great. This ribbon, look at it, it's gorgeous. It's got those birds on it and these beautiful flowers, beautiful spring-like ribbon. Go great with some of the little golden books that I've got. So I had to grab that because it's a full roll by the looks. It's Flora and Fauna Wildlife ribbon. There was a cabochon setting, crafter's choice. Great for a cover. Yes, I love this. It's like a blinged up buckle of some sort. It's quite heavy, but I think it'll be beautiful on a cover. Somehow. Might have to take this bit off just to get rid of some of the bulk, so I'll see what I can do with that. But isn't it gorgeous? Looks like it's got all its stones, which is unusual. Well, that one's a bit small. Or is it missing? I think that one's missing. But I've just noticed, but that's all right. You can hardly tell. And I probably have one that will fit into there anyway. Oh, it's one more of the smaller things. There was this water-based metallic paint. It's the Anko brand, I think. It's Anko. So I know I got some from Kmart at one stage, and I love it. I've used it heaps. Absolutely love it. So when I saw this at the second-hand shop, I had to grab it for when my other runs out, because it's beautiful stuff. I love using it. All right, now I've still got some of the fabrics in that to show, so I will put these away and grab those. Part of my video ended up really blurry, so I am just redoing that one little part in the middle of my video. Always the way. So I did get some doilies as this one. Now there's a couple of them where the embroidery is not very neat, but I really, really love the pattern on them, so decided to use them. There's this one with the bird. And then this one, which I think is daisies. It's much neater than I could ever do. So this one, which looks vintage, and it's so sheer and fine and delicate. I absolutely love that. That's gorgeous. Then we've got this one. I've got these for the colours. Another thing I'm trying to avoid getting much of, but if the picture on them's really nice, or they're nice and vintage coloured, then I tend to grab them. And a good price, obviously. Then there was this, which is a Belgium souvenir. I think that's gorgeous. So I think that'll go nice on a big cover. There were some packs of fabric scraps. Some of these are whole fat quarters, I think. So they probably come from Spotlight or something. I think I recognise a few of them. But I love the colours in a lot of these, the neutrals and the patterns. And some smaller bits. These beautiful florals. And all sort of neutrals and yeah, beautiful colours. This nice spring themed floral. So I thought they were a lot of fun. There was this which just says the quilter's cupboard. And it says I'm iron on villain, and I can't read the rest. I'm thinking it's for doing sort of applique or something maybe. And I thought I would use it for that sort of thing. If I've got fabrics maybe that I think might fray a bit too much or whatever, maybe I can put them onto this and cut shapes out. There were some retro fabrics, just in these little packages, which I thought was really neat. They look like they've been pulled off of bed sheets. But I really love the colours and the patterns on these. And it's great that they're just these little sections, so I don't need the whole sheet. I've been trying to de-stash some of my larger pieces of fabric so I can fit my fabric in better. You know, I don't need a whole sheet of things, so I've been de-stashing a lot and just keeping a little bit for myself. I also got this, which is some netting. It's beautiful. It's a nice soft one, so great for layering, and it's purple. And there was a lot of it. I think they're both different ones actually, because they're slightly different sizes in the holes. One's a bit bigger, and just a slight different darkness as well. And then there was some bias binding. Now this looks retro as well. So, and I love the colours, and I think I'll use some of that in my retro journal. And yes, 39 cents. That sounds pretty retro as well. Always like the packaging also. So I grabbed a whole stack of that. I have this, which is a Semco cross-stitch kit, and it's beach themed. I thought it might be good to do up and put in my underwater journal, but I think, no, I think I'll keep that for one of the beach themed little golden books. I think that'll go really nice in that. What else do we have here? Right, we're into the random bags of lacy goodness, which I don't need, but you know what we're like, we can't help ourselves, especially when it's cheap. And because they're littler bits, you don't feel bad using them. This one is different. Definitely haven't got one like that. It's got orange through it. Some embroidery anglaise. It's quite sweet. Got this wide blue. I think I've got one like that. I don't know if it's that wide though. I have to have a look. There's a fair whack of that. Oh, this bag of ribbons, which I should not have got. I've got so many ribbons. But I really like this Christmas one with the candy canes. So, and again, when you've got little scrap bits, you know, it's fun to pull them out and use them for random little things. That's different, that thick blue one. Got some of your organza bags. This one's like a satin one. I like using these in journals as well. Got this beautiful sheer lavender one. This one, which I think is grosgrain. The ribbed stuff. It's nice too, silver. We've got a nice blue one, stuck at that. And then this pink one that looks like it was a bow. So that's a fun little bag. Then there are a couple of bolts of lace as well. So there's this blue one, eyelet lace. And this blue one, which is another thick eyelet lace. And then this red eyelet lace, red and white one. And then the last thing I have is a random pack of lace offcuts, scraps in this bag, which will be handy. This is a handy bag to keep, to put this sort of thing in actually. So I'll put it to the side and drag some bits out. Oh, this is interesting. It's been cut off something, or it was being made into something. That might be fun to use. Looks vintage. That'd be very interesting on a cover or something, wouldn't it? Some of your eyelet lace with the sparkly blue and yellow in it. That's really pretty. Most of these look vintage. Just little bits that can go in my little scrap bin. It's sort of like an off-white gathered lace. This is really nice. Peachy pink. Yeah, lots of really nice vintage pieces. That is gorgeous. Nice and fine. Grungy. Bit of pink gathered lace. Again, I love having little bits like this. You don't feel bad using them. Got a fair bit of red lace here. Got this eyelet one, and then we've got this one. More vintage gathered laces. Lots of offcuts. Oh, some green. It's not something I find very much secondhand, is green lace. This is interesting. The sparkle in it. There's some more light green lace. Lots of cream gathered bits. Some pink gathered. Some more of that green, some lemon. So yeah, lots and lots of scraps. Just try and get through this quick for you. That's beautiful embroidery anglaise. It's interesting. Sort of go quick through the bits that you've probably seen. That's very nice as well, quite sheer. Looks like a doll's skirt or something, doesn't it? It's a blue one. Lots of little bits and pieces. There's a fair few bits of this really vintage stuff, which I might separate the vintage style ones that are like that, the grungier ones, to keep for projects, grungy projects. It's lovely. It's a wider bit, looks like a cuff maybe. It's really nice, that one as well. You can tell it's vintage, it smells vintage. Now we've got some of this. I like the packaging. So that was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. Got a pile of rubbishy goodness there. So I hope you enjoyed going through that with me. Do take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye.